Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Power Rangers review for you today. This is actually my first review for the new upcoming Power Rangers movie. This is the T-Rex Battle Zord with Red Ranger. It's pretty massive, at least as far as the packaging goes. Here's Super Shredder that I reviewed the other day for a little bit of a size comparison. Pretty massive. So there's not a whole lot going on the sides of the packaging, or the bottom really. But taking a look at the back, you can see it comes with a little Red Ranger figure which can ride in the mouth, kind of pilot the Zord. It's got some launching missiles and some cannon up here that makes some sounds. And then it's going to be part of a massive Megazord when you're all done. So I'm not exactly sure how tall it's going to be. If I had to guess, I would say probably 16 to 18 inches, but I'm not 100% sure about that. We won't know until everything is out. Sorry, I'm just trying to read the packaging real quick. I don't think it says how tall it'll be when it's done. So, but yeah, let's get this thing out of the packaging and take a closer look. Alrighty, so here is the T-Rex Zord out of the packaging. First things first, unfortunately, at least with mine, I've been playing with this for a while. I can't find any way to get him to actually stand on his two legs. He always falls back and rests on his tail. Again, I don't know if that's just the joints on mine are kind of loose or what, but I don't know. The way the feet are, there's just no like actual flat surface for him to kind of get any kind of actual, foothold to stand. So he just kind of rocks back and then rests on his tail. Not a huge problem. I mean, obviously I would love it if he would actually just stand, because I think that would look cooler, but it, doesn't ruin it for me. He does come with this leg not attached in the packaging, so you just pop that in. Another thing to note, these ports are not Zord Builder ports. They're actually a little bit bigger. So while you probably could put a Zord Builder peg into there because the socket would be larger than the Zord Builder peg, you cannot peg these into a Zord Builder socket because that socket's going to be too small. So something to keep in mind there. Accessories that it comes with has these two missiles, which you just load in here. And they're just like flick fire missiles. And then you literally just push them with your finger. They fire kind of decently, I have to say. For flick fire missiles, they're not bad. Also, you get this cool little Red Ranger figure. I really do like this a lot. For as small as he is, he's pretty decently painted. I mean, the blue on his chest looks great. Really nice metallic blue. And you can see the visor and the face mask. Or the, the mouthpiece for the mask. If I'm saying this at all correctly, which I'm probably not. But you can see they're pretty nicely painted. For a figure this small, it's a pretty big deal. You get a little bit of arm articulation, can go all the way around, and then of course he can kick or sit, which I think is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty nice for a figure this small. You can open up the T-Rex's mouth. Let's see if I can get this to open all the way. And you can sit him inside here, just like that. So he can pilot. And then close it back down. Some nice blue paint up here on the top of the T-Rex head. Otherwise, there's not really a whole lot of articulation for this. These can move a little bit. The mouth can open and close as I just showed you. This can rotate around, but it kind of doesn't really make sense to have it in any position but this. Just because, I mean, if you put it all the way forward, he's basically like lying down on the front. Like that. And if you put it the other way, it just doesn't make any sense with the tail. I mean, it's kind of just really, I mean, I guess that could work. The way they used to think of T-Rexes, where they would drag their tail on the ground, but now they kind of know that they use their tail for balance when they would run. So, unfortunately, this guy's pretty much gonna have to use that tail as a third leg to balance. But it's not that big a deal. I think it's kind of fun. I like the flick fire missiles for the tiny T-Rex hands. I really like the head. I think that's nice paint. I love the little figure, and I love that he fits inside. This little cannon can go on top, and this has, as I just demonstrated unwittingly, it's just a cannon. There's no missile or anything that can go inside. It takes 3 little watch batteries in here, which are included. And when you press the button,
Megazord, it's time for battle. 1, 2, 3. Megazord, it's time for battle.
so it kind of alternates between those couple phrases, but it's not bad. And you can go ahead and pop this back on top. Sometimes these little ports are a little bit hard to get stuff in and out of. But yeah, not a whole lot going on for articulation. The cannon can kind of, and I know it's kind of hard to keep it all in frame because he's really large, but this can move around once it's on top. Again, these can move up and down, and then you can move the legs. These have limited, they're not a ratchet or anything, they just kind of swivel back and forth. Not really much to that either. So he doesn't do a whole lot on his own, but I do like the missiles and the cannon, and I like the little Red Ranger figure. So yeah, he's not bad. I guess the head can kind of, can the head move up and down? No, not really. Just open and close the mouth. Red Ranger's moving around in there. I'm going to take him out for the time being. But yeah, I really do like the design. It definitely has grown on me. I really like the head. I think the head is kind of my favorite part. The tail's pretty cool. The flick-fire arms are not bad. The legs are not that great, only because they don't, you can't really, I mean, you can move them, but it doesn't really make sense in this mode. So he's just kind of stuck in this pose and he can't really stand. But I mean, if you're just a kid and you're playing with him, it's not a big deal because you're going to be kind of moving him around or doing something like that. So I definitely think he's fun. I think kids will enjoy him. I mean, the real playability is going to come later on when the other 4 Zords get released and you can transform this guy into the Megazord. So while we can't form the whole Megazord right now, I can at least go ahead and show you how he transforms into the upper torso. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do, you can just take this guy pretty much completely apart. You can slide the tail up. It is not pegged in, it is just slid on there. It's just a groove that these 2 tabs kind of just slide onto. So remove the tail, put that off to the side. Take the cannon off, put that off to the side. Take these pieces off. And then you got to remove the T-Rex legs as well. They're kind of difficult to remove. I don't know why. I'm kind of afraid I'm going to break it. I don't think I am, but geez, they're really in there. Sorry, I'm going to have to do this off camera for a sec. There we go. Wow, they're really tight. And then these come off as well. These are just kind of pegged in there. It's not really any kind of ratchet or anything. It's just a long tube and a hole. So put that off to the side. So now you have all these pieces. You also have to take the T-Rex head off. That's just another connector there. So you can see that this is going to become the torso. You got to rotate this down and there's a little Megazord head hiding in there. So you can go ahead and lift him out. He's actually much easier pegged in than anything else. And just real quick, taking a look at the head of the Megazord. Really neat. You can see it has some pink on it, so you would think it would come from the Pterodactyl Zord. But it's actually hidden inside of this guy, and I love the kind of blue visor face. I think that's a pretty neat touch. Nice blue metallic paint as well. So you're going to take this and peg it onto his new neck. There you go. There is your robot's kind of chest and head. And then you're going to come to the back here. And this peg, this is just going to be storage for the head. Just like that. I think these pieces you just put off to the side. I don't believe you use these for anything. And then you're going to come to here. And you can see this is going to be the robot's fist. So So these will actually bend the opposite way, and you're going to peg this into here. And do the same with the other one. And it is a little difficult. So yeah, I don't know why these joints are so tight. I don't know, I hope it's not difficult for kids who want to transform this on their own. So at this point, you can use this as like a sword. So you could peg into the fist here. Just like that. And he's got a big tail sword. Or you could go ahead and peg this in on the side here. And then he's got kind of a wrist cannon. So there you go. That will be your torso of the Megazord. I like it. I really do think it looks pretty neat. I like the chest. I also kind of like how these grayish pieces to accentuate the roboticness of the Megazord are kind of hidden fairly well in the T-Rex mode. I think they did a good job of that. And overall, I think it's a pretty neat looking robot torso with a T-Rex head on the back. But yeah, I'm really excited to get more of these. I don't know when the rest are going to come out, but I definitely think it's going to be a pretty interesting looking Megazord when we're all done. So ultimately, I really like this guy. I think he's a really neat design. I think they did a great job with the paint apps and everything. The flick fire missiles are fun. The sounds that the cannon makes are a lot of fun. I love the little Red Ranger and the fact that he can ride inside. And he's got really nice paint and articulation for a figure his size. So I think that's a great job done with that as well. Only little things I could nitpick about. I wish he could stand on his own. I really wish he could just stand like that and not just fall over and lean on that tail. Not a huge problem. I'm pretty sure that they were more worried about making these kind of T-Rex feet / hands for the Megazord more functional as hands for the Megazord, and I can completely understand that. That's kind of where they're more important. So again, that's a little nitpick, and just the fact that all the connections are super tight. These and the cannon and the tail are not hard to take on and off, but the big T-Rex hands and the head, those connections are just so tight that I'm always afraid I'm going to break something. So it's just a little nerve-wracking. But again, not a huge problem, just kind of a little nitpick. But overall, I think it's pretty fun, especially if you can find it on sale or something. I think it's definitely worth the pickup. And I'm very excited once we get the other 4 Zords. It's going to be a crazy giant Megazord, and that's where the true playability of this thing is going to come into play. And that's going to be really neat. I'm very excited for that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd like to hear your opinions. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the T-Rex Battle Zord with Red Ranger from the upcoming Power Rangers movie. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.